All right, today we're going to be talking about best practices and maximizing your use of Microsoft 365. Looking forward to exploring some of the options and benefits of things that you may not know exist inside of Microsoft 365. For those of you who don't know what Microsoft 365 is, we'll just run through quickly. Obviously, there is the Office applications, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, those kinds of things. But Microsoft, with their cloud subscription, has added things like cloud storage, whether that's a terabyte of personal cloud storage for individuals or terabyte of company shared storage. There's communications and collaboration with Teams Phone and Teams Chat and Teams webinars, such as this one that we're on right now. Security and compliance, mobile apps, updates, all those kinds of things are built right into most of the Microsoft suites that are available to you. So starting with Outlook, obviously it does email management and allows you to leverage things like calendar and contacts. Now, if you're coming from another email platform like Google or just a pure hosted mail or free email, sometimes you might not be using things like calendar and contacts. We can set up things like shared company contacts or shared calendars that are across companies for tracking things like vacations, and they can be very helpful. To-do list is one of my favorite features that's recently come about. It helps me keep track of emails and things that I still need to take care of. And then lastly, there are synced digital sticky notes. I used to have sticky notes all over my desk with all kinds of different notes, and I have moved this over to digital ones that allow me to read and view those sticky notes across my devices, even when I'm away from my desk. Kind of taking a little bit further from that sticky notes, Microsoft offers OneNote for digital notebook, and it syncs with those sticky notes just like Outlook does, but also general notes. One of the biggest reasons I've started to leverage OneNote is the amazing search capabilities inside of it. OneNote allows you to search across all of your notes and categories for keywords, even search and recognize documents, emails, handwritten text, and even some pictures if the text is clear. We've gone so far as to start using it internally for some of our documentation regarding clients, just because of how great that search functionality is. Microsoft Bookings is a scheduling tool that kind of integrates with Outlook. Many businesses are using third-party tools like Calendly to allow customers to book appointments with them. And while Calendly has some great features, Microsoft has a service called Bookings. It's built in, integrated, works right away. For basic calendar sharing, it can be a great tool to level up your customer-facing bookings without needing to set up some third-party tool or pay for another subscription. Bookings also has an Outlook plugin called Find Time that I frequently use to schedule my meetings, allowing me to send out a poll to a group or even an individual about what time will work best for their schedule and mine. I'll show you a little bit more in the demo ahead. Stream, similar to Bookings, Microsoft has built-in screen recording and streaming platform. We use this internally for creating how-to and training videos. It's again a pretty simple tool and may lack some of the more advanced features some of the dedicated and paid for applications like Loom have, but it allows you to again keep your information secure within your Microsoft environment and not have to pay for another tool or find another tool that may cost you money. Sway is a fun alternative to PowerPoint. The couple of features that are beneficial over something like PowerPoint are the templates, as well as the fact that it is web-based. So quick creations like blog posts or newsletters are super easy. These presentations can also exist as standalone web pages or be converted to a different format. The biggest benefit of Sway, because it's web-based, allows you to track things like views and publicly post it in somewhere or embed it into your existing website. This is beneficial because the fact that a PowerPoint is typically closed off and stored on your own computer and not shareable. Microsoft Whiteboard is kind of a digital canvas. We really used this during COVID. It supports real-time collaboration, allowing multiple users to work on the same canvas simultaneously, regardless of where their location is. Canvas can be shared online with others, and changes are automatically saved, ensuring everybody stays on the same page. Microsoft is working on a new iteration of this that's called Loop. However, it's very much a kind of a beta application right now. It's not really fully fleshed out, in my opinion, but it will be similar to Whiteboard for posting and collaborating on ideas. Next, we have OneDrive. For those of you that have used it, you know that you can synchronize up to a terabyte of documents and pictures and things that you might care about in the cloud. But what people may not know about is that it does have backup features built into it, that you can back up your desktop documents and pictures. If we configure OneDrive for your business, typically we will turn this on. But if you change computers or want to back up another computer, you do need to go back into the settings for OneDrive and turn this on. It can really save you if something happens to your computer. Microsoft Teams obviously has a wide range of features, mostly known for its chat and meetings, such as the one that we're on. However, in an upcoming webinar next month, we're going to dive a little bit more into Teams. And so today I'll just give you a quick run through, but it is much more than just a chat or web meeting application. Uh, you can use Teams for file sharing and sync through OneDrive to your computer like a shared drive, and set it up to handle your business phone system either in its own app or integrate into a current system. Teams integrations with other apps that plug in are constantly growing. JI Tech is investing in a support application, we're not investing yet. We're investigating a support application that will plug in and allow you to chat with us for quicker and easier support. SharePoint. With Teams and OneDrive, SharePoint has become a much simpler application to manage. In the old days, SharePoint was basically your own intranet for large enterprise organizations looking for document and data lifecycle management with automated processes built into it. And it still can be this tool. You can still have somebody who is dedicated to it. However, with the creation of Teams in OneDrive and the ease of creating teams that then are linked to SharePoint sites inside of SharePoint, Microsoft has lowered that entry bar quite significantly. So for simple creation and setting up and sharing documents across companies with calendar syncing and turning it into a hub of productivity, it's a simple, quick, easy way to get started across your business. One of the last and biggest things is Microsoft 365. Leveraging these applications inside of Microsoft 365 is going to increase your security, compliance, and integration. Obviously, as you add more subscriptions, add more data housed in different locations, different data centers with different companies, you're managing multiple locations that are increasing your threat and risk attack surface for your business. Then we had in the whole wild west of AI adoption, and we get into even trickier spots where understanding what the AI is doing with the data that you feed it. As these tools become more prevalent, sticking to a single trusted tenant like Microsoft that can hold your data and ensure that data bleed and data loss are tracked and covered is going to become much more important. So utilizing these tools inside of Microsoft is just going to keep your data in one place. Then as safe AI practices get implemented, we can ensure that data loss doesn't occur and that integration with that AI gives a lot more context and information to you. Now we're just going to do a quick demo here. So to start off, we're gonna talk about Outlook real quick. As I mentioned, there is that find time that works with bookings right in your Outlook as a plugin. If you pop that open, um, it will schedule up a poll for you to do across uh, anybody who you might need to invite to your meeting. So if I just pull up John here inside of our company, you'll see that it will immediately start searching for times that we may mutually be available. Further to that, if you add like an external attendee, it will allow them to choose between 2 or 3 times that you've given them for that. Moving on to bookings, we have your personal booking page, which allows people to book meetings with you. You can add this to your signature in your email just by clicking this copy link. You can change the meeting types, their lengths, what the topics and what's available to people, or if you want to duplicate one or delete one, you can do that all from here. We also have a business one that you can see here that we have branded where we can set up multiple people where you can have a single web page for people to choose who they want to book with, what they want to book with, so on and so forth. Uh, as you can see, it doesn't show your public calendar as to what's going on in that time. This person here, you can see Ben uh, created an appointment with me for an initial consultation. So that's why you can see the data of that. He used our bookings page for that. The rest of these appointments are scheduled other ways and other how. So the people that are booking time will only see available times to them. You can customize the bookings page, how it looks, how it behaves, and paste that link to your web page, put it in your email signatures, that kind of thing, and offer different services with different people that are tied to those services. So obviously, if you book a tech time, you won't get one of our administrative staff, and if you book an administrative time, you won't get one of our technical staff. Moving on from there, we do have OneNote. As you can see, there are tons of different notebooks that I have running. I've got our technical notebook, I've got a sales notebook. This is my personal notebook where we can jump into some of the digital notes that I'm taking on a day-to-day basis, any information that you might need. The key bit, like I said earlier, is going to be related to a the search functionality inside of OneNote. It is extremely handy to be able to search across notebooks, across sections, across specific pages, find data inside of images, or anything along those lines. Next, we have Stream. Microsoft Stream, like I said, is a streaming platform. You can do screen recordings, camera recordings. You can create playlists that are training playlists for people. Even this meeting that we're on right now is being recorded by Stream so that we can then share that out to people who are unable to attend at a later date. Microsoft Sway, I will admit, is probably one that I have the least experience with. Typically, we're just using our website for this right now. I do know several of our customers that are using it and can use it extremely well. Like I mentioned, think of it as an online version of PowerPoint, and then you can publicly expand these to different spaces by copying the link or embedding it into a website for you, and then it will track those views for you and you can use that. They have some really great tips and tricks and examples of what they're using Stream for in different places. And it is certainly an interesting tool that you may be able to use for your business. We also have the My Apps page I forgot to show you guys. This is where you can also set up links and shortcuts to different applications. Some of these applications are part of the Microsoft Suite. Some of these applications are ones that we have built in, and it gives a central location and place for our employees. When we onboard them, they aren't looking for all of the applications that we use. They can just use these links to get to the portals and places that we have access to from a single page. So it's kind of our main hub. It's where we kind of live out of. I'll just sign in here real quick. As you can see here, we have Microsoft Whiteboard. We, like I said, used this extensively during COVID to collaborate on different things. You can see you can draw, you can type, you can put sticky notes, you can upload images, you can upload documents, links, and templates. There are all kinds of different things that are available to you, whether you're using brainstorming or where in the world, jobs to be done, all those kinds of different things, strategy, project planning, all are great and wonderful places to start from is in here. Multiple people can be brought into this. You can share these out in Teams meetings. They can be used with digital whiteboards for a more accurate drawing than say like your pen or pencil on or your mouse, sorry. Anyway, wonderful tool, great to use for if it might fit for your business. OneDrive is, as we all know, a file storage location where you can store many different things. If we jump into my files here, you can see I also have my desktop documents and pictures all backed up to here from my local computer. Something had to happen to my local computer. These documents would be backed up to OneDrive. I can sign in on a new computer and they'll just come up. You can also see some of those shared locations that come from Teams and SharePoint that I can access from down here. These can be accessed through the app. They can be accessed through OneDrive on the cloud like I am here, or we can also access them through the libraries on the left-hand side over here. Now, these used to be our S drive, our marketing drive, our T drive for technical documentation, but they all now exist inside of the cloud. And how we got that done is actually through Microsoft Teams. Inside of Microsoft Teams, which is going to be a little bit slow while we're busy taking this meeting right now. But essentially, over here on the left-hand side, we have teams created for our technicians, for our management team, for our sales and marketing team, to segment our data and the different business inside of our business. And that data is all then housed inside of SharePoint in a SharePoint site that is named to the same as the team. So while we wait for Teams to load, I can show you what it would look like inside of SharePoint. Obviously, inside of SharePoint, you have access to all of the web tools that you might want for developing a totally internal intranet if you so desire. We do have a couple of our larger customers who have gone to this extent where you can have news feeds, documents, calendars, and an internal web page that only your internal employees might see. However, like I mentioned, we've kind of simpled this a lot down with Teams, and we mostly use it for storing documents, that kind of thing. So if we jump into our JEI Tech team, you'll see there's not a whole ton in here. There's some activity that we can see and some pictures that have recently been added. The main thing that we use this for is document storage under documents. And that can be accessed in a number of different ways through Teams, OneDrive, SharePoint, or your File Explorer window, just like we see here. So if I jump into the same location that's in the web browser in the back on my local computer here, what you'll see is the exact same folder structure. So we can access these files again from my phone, from my computer and File Explorer, from a web browser if I'm at somebody else's computer and I need that information, or from right inside of Teams. We can do so on the left-hand side here by navigating over to Teams. Choosing the correct team, and choosing documents from up here on the top bar. But as you can see, we've got much more inside of our team. We've got our notebook, got projects that are going on, calendar, files, the whole 9 yards. They're all in here in a centralized team. So that brings us to the end of today, and any questions that might be available for each and every one of you, feel free to reach out to me via my email. I will throw that over in the chat as well if you have any questions that you think of.